One of the biggest surprises from Festival of Legends for me was Air Guitarist, a 1 mana 1/1 that gives your weapon +1 durability. I thought this card was actually going to end up being pretty good because it's basically 1 mana 1/1 to deal 4 or 5 damage to the opponent, but it never really seemed to work out until today. So basically I'm just playing a very burn-heavy Death Knight deck with Corrupted Ashbringer, a 6 mana 5/2 weapon with lifesteal. So with Air Guitarist, we can get an extra 5 damage and 5 healing out of the Corrupted Ashbringer. Probably one of the best targets in the game. I'm also playing Cowbell Soloist in this deck, a 3 mana 4/2 that says if it's the only minion in play when you play it, you get to deal 2 damage to a target. Very interesting card. I mean, hey, every expansion, I like to give every card a shot, and if this card has a home anywhere, it's in a deck like this. It is pretty much a worse version of Hardcore Cultist, which has slightly worse stats as a 2/1, but it can deal 2 damage to all enemies. But basically, I'm just hoping that we can pile up all these small little bits of damage, and since we are playing a couple of blood runes, we've got some pretty powerful healing effects like Blood Boil to survive long enough to get the damage out, and hopefully the opponent will eventually die. Now, is the deck actually good? Well, I can say that I've definitely played decks that are less good.
The Lich King versus Arana.
All are alone in the end.
You will know pain.
I just played against Demon Hunter, and it was Outcast Demon Hunter, and in that matchup, Hardcore Cultist seems like a pretty good card. Don't really know if I want to keep it, though. Maybe it's fine to keep. I think it was also pretty reasonable to keep the Corrupted Ashbringer, but I do play double Rune Forging, so probably not. Alright, this is probably not Outcast if they don't have a 1-drop. Okay, it's Outcast. So do I want to coin the Hardcore Cultist here is the question. It can definitely hit some tokens. Yeah, it's probably worth it. By playing it here, it's just like so likely to get an attack in, which I think is pretty good. And I do have Howling Blast as a little bit more AoE.
I will find a way.
Okay, Cultist killed a thing and did 4 damage. Pretty good for a 3-drop. Okay. Thought I was disconnecting because my button didn't work at first, but we're good. Pretty decent chance the Cowbell Soloist connects here, but they can have the 2/1 Rusher to deal with it. Quite happy to deal 4 with the Soloist. Let's go... It's either Baron Breaker or just School Teacher. School Teacher doesn't line up super well into the weapon, but it does 4 damage. If I play this, then like maybe weapon goes into this and they set up a board, and then the board deals with School Teacher. What if I just play the 4/4? Howling Blast looks really appealing. Unholy Frenzy is pretty good with Chill Fallen Baron, but I think it's just the damage. We are a burn deck after all.
If 3 rights make a left,
They will never catch me. Anyone ought to a ghoul to the face.
They do decide to not take 4, which is probably correct. But it does mean... Ooh, Rune Forging. Rune Forging is guaranteed to hit a Corrupted Ashbringer. It's a pretty good Bonebreaker turn anyway, though. So I might end up just wasting the second charge of the Bonebreaker, but that's fine. Corrupted Ashbringer hits for 10, and then I have Astalor Howling Blast for the last 5. Definitely possible for the opponent to have something like Eye Beam, but I think I'm in a pretty good spot here.
It is our time to step out of the shadows.
And there's the beam. Does this not say created by Fellerin? It's kind of weird, isn't it?
Hey, I got you, friend.
Oh, I picked up an air guitarist for my weapon, which is sick. Next turn is probably air guitarist, cold feet, and then damn, I still have 4 mana left after that. Maybe just Astalor Hematurge. Or maybe Howling Blast to block that.
They will never catch me.
Wait, am I just gonna have lethal? 5, 8, 10.
I will find a way.
Maybe I can draw like a Noxious Cadaver.
Anyone order a ghoul to the face?
Howling Blast kills half my opponent's board. Super, super good here. So I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not a whole lot I can do.
Music to my ears.
But also not a whole lot my opponent can do. I mean, they have a decent chunk of damage in play, but they can't really play minions this turn. And even if they could, that deck doesn't really burst very well. Pretty much Helveria, and there's only 1 minion for them to rush into. So Helveria would deal 5 damage with this board, I think.
Who's hiding now?
Alright, they find the Eye Beam, but I do have 8 damage.
Time.
Not even outcasted on that card, how sad. And we gotta hit him with the Cowbell Soloist Lethal, right?
The Lich King!
Okay, got ourselves a Druid. Haven't had a chance to play this matchup yet. Pretty bad hand. I don't know if this is a great use of the coin, but Cadaver might push 1 damage. Maybe not the best use of Air Guitarist, but still gets a 1/1 in play that can push damage and pushes at least, or pushes 2 damage with the Bonebreaker. Not sure how I'm supposed to win the game when my opponent's hero power gains 5 armor on turn 4. But it might be possible. Hey, there's the card that can beat my opponent's ridiculous opener. I do love a Corrupted Ashbringer. Maybe a patchwork is better in this matchup, though. I don't really know what this matchup is. But Corrupted Ashbringer is probably just better for the curve anyway. I have the Scourge for turn 7.
You cannot crack my carapace.
Our gift of frost shields us.
Alright, do they have the Whomper? I've never seen them not have the Whomper, so I'm assuming the answer is yes. Wait, they're playing Groovy Cat and Free Spirit though, so maybe there's just no Whomper. But they didn't use Hedge Maze on either of these. I don't really know what their game plan is.
Arcane bolt. Frost bolt.
I have the Scourge, so it probably makes sense for me to play for board a bit. Opponent's hero power is a 4/7, and hey, it just keeps getting better. Nice. I guess I'm supposed to play the Scourge here. Give me some apple bombs. Hey, there's one apple bomb. I guess I'm just going face. Pretty sure I don't draw a pirate here. Just a casual 8/11 hero power. But I do have more lifesteal, which I guess is the play. This card doesn't go face, does it? No. 1 to enemy minions.
Nature speaks through my tunes. I have a song in my heart.
1822. Oh wait, I can just freeze their hero power. Yeah, that's what I should be doing this turn.
Anybody?
Could Death Growl my Nerubian Egg. Oh wait, it's definitely just anti-magic shell though. Is it? The thing about playing this is I can't play Big Astalor next turn, which I probably want to be able to do. A little late for that to be effective, I think. Alright. They're at 24, but Astalor does get the job done. I think it would have been fine if I had played the Noggling last turn. But just killing him with Astalor works too. That game was surprisingly scary. That's definitely the biggest Groovy Cat Free Spirit hero power I've seen.
The Lich King versus Rexa.
Let the hunt begin. All will serve me in death.
Cold Feet is not going to be a keep. I like the ones, though. So the unfortunate thing about Hunter is they do play the card Hollow Hound. So I'm just not allowed to have multiple minions in play starting on turn 6.
The living grab all kinds of things.
Great start for me, though.
Caught this one eating hearty snacks.
Just continue curving out. Could definitely see the Blood Boil being good on turn 5 in this matchup. And after all, I don't actually want to play a minion starting on turn 5, so that's nice. I do have another weapon for rune forging. Probably not good though, is it? I'll go for Unholy Frenzy. Could have taken Dead Air for Chill Fallen Baron to get an extra card, but Unholy Frenzy probably can do the same thing, and it's just a better card overall. Going a little crazy with the bananas over there, aren't we? So I can just play the Unholy Frenzy here. It just kills that thing and keeps my entire board, and then I could play Thessarian. But then my opponent just gets to heal with 9 off Hollow Hound, which is just so much. Maybe I can't beat Hollow Hound. Or maybe I can beat Hollow Hound if I have 5 minions in play. I guess I'm just going to try to beat Hollow Hound. This should give me an extra Thessarian, right? Hollow Hound is obviously good here, but I don't know, it does only kill half my board. I don't know, I mean, like, it doesn't even kill School Teacher. I guess they have another plan for School Teacher, though. And sometimes they don't have Hollow Hound. Probably weapon into the 2/5. Three 1 into the 4/3 was really good, but I'm just not that worried about dying, so it makes more sense to push the damage. And I need all the damage I can get, because if they do have the Hollow Hound, it heals for 9. Alright, no Hollow Hound. I do think they almost certainly would have played it last turn, but there was a world where they were still holding it. I believe... Do I have lethal? Well, I definitely have lethal now. I think I had it anyway with Cadaver.
The Lich King versus Granda.
You give me strength.
Up against a priest. If I knew for sure it was Shadow Priest, maybe Blood Boil would be a keep, but probably not. Let's just toss... maybe Hardcore Cultist is a keep against Shadow Priest as well. I'll keep the Hardcore Cultist. Okay, look at all this beautiful weapon damage. I think I'm pretty happy to have Bone Breaker with this hand, although I don't actually know when I'm gonna play it. I guess I'm just whacking here. Might whack it again, might play Hardcore Cultist, we'll see.
Reverberations in the void.
I am taking a beating, but I have a ton of lifesteal in hand. And Thessarian is a pretty good way to bridge the gap. This card is just still so disgusting, even after the nerf. I guess I'm playing a Hematurge and an Audio Bot. None of these are good at all. I mean, maybe I can Blood Tap to buff a Gnome Muncher. Maybe that's okay. Next turn could be Blood Tap Audio Bot, and then the Gnome Muncher is sick. I think it's more likely that next turn is Blood Boil, but we'll see. I actually just straight up don't have corpses for this, but that's okay. Still, the +1 on this maybe helps it kill Dark Bishop Benedictus, which is very, very strong. Don't buff the 6 health minion, please. Okay, you're definitely gonna buff the 6 health minion. Didn't buff the 6 health minion. Seems very likely this is going to heal for another 6, which might be what I need to win this game. Well, that was probably the best card they could have stolen from my deck. Blood Boil puts me up to 19, and then the opponent is showing 10. Howling Blast is also pretty good. I think Howling Blast is the better card for this turn. It's just gotta be Glacial Advance. Cold Feet doesn't do anything when my opponent has no cards anyway. Definitely do want to play Blood Boil here. Maybe this actually just gets to go face. They have a 3/3, but I heal for 8, so it's fine. I actually think I'm like 90% to win this game now. Because Corrupted Ashbringer is super, super good at this point. Very, very surprised I was able to win this game. I guess it was the turn they had to play Benedictus, was their down turn. No, not the Cowbell Soloist. Cowbell Soloist always wins the game. Either when I play it or they waste a burgle on it. I am 2-0 in the Demon Hunter matchup. They were both Outcast EH. Howling Blast is probably pretty okay in the matchup, but I don't think it's a keep off the mulligan. Pretty bad hand. Just absolutely terrible. Scourge is pretty expensive, but my opener's been so shit, I might need it. Probably pretty good in the Relic Demon Hunter matchup, which this very well could be and appears to be. Pretty sure I wanted this to go face, but whatever.
Pick me! Pick me!
Well, Hardcore Cultist definitely looks appealing here. So it's either Hero Power or Cold Feet. When is Cold Feet actually good in this matchup? I guess turn 6, so they can't Reno me necessarily. Not really sure what my long-term plan against Reno is. Just not have minions in play, I guess. Seems pretty hard to simply stop playing minions with this hand, though. I mean, they just always have Reno in hand this turn, right? There's just, like, no world where they don't. But how the fuck do I win this game without playing minions? I don't think I can. Rune Forging is an excellent card. One that, if I had it a little earlier, I may not have played minions here. Sure. This does only draw my good weapon 2/3 of the time, but if I draw it, I can just play Cold Feet along with it, and that's pretty freaking good. No minions for you. Unless they cost 2 or less, but basically no minions for you. And then you die to Weapon, Hero Power, Noxious Cadaver. Or Cowbell Soloist. Boom. Get your Ash corrupted.